Well, good day, viewers. Today we're working on a 2015 Infiniti Q50S. It has very little power steering assist, and the customer has brought me a used power steering pump to put in this thing. So I'm just looking at what's involved. See, the power steering pump lives down here. So we're going to start by removing some air induction and plastic trim here so we can gain access to the pump. So remove the plastic push pins across the front here, and there's two more right here in this corner and the other corner, and take the trim off or the cover off, or disconnect the mass airflow sensor, disconnect the hose clamp, remove the air filter housing. One 10 mil bolt here and one underneath here you can get with a wrench, and that gives us fair access to this power steering pump. There it is there. There's the high pressure line and the return line, or actually the supply line. The return line comes back to the reservoir. This is the return here. So we're going to put a drain pan underneath it and catch the oil. So use a serpentine belt tool with a 3/8 square on there to push the belt tensioner down so you can remove it. I think he's got a new belt here, so we're going to have a look at it. So you have to take the belt tensioner right off, but you can cage this one by pushing down on the tensioner with the tool and putting a 6 mil bolt in place. Take this one 14 mil bolt off because the belt goes around the inside of the tensioner. Gives us a little bit more room as well. Still trying to figure out how I'm going to drain this system. So I use my vacuum extractor to extract the fluid from the reservoir, and then I disconnected the hose at the bottom, capped it with my thumb, and sucked all the oil out. Took the reservoir right out, and I got it draining in the drain pan. I'm going to wash it. We're going to flush this system after. Now there's one fastener here and one bolt down on the bottom here. Look like they're 12 mil. So there's the pump off. The Banjo Bolt that holds the power steering pressure line on is 15/16. Take that off, don't lose the washers. Then there's one bolt through the bottom with a 14 mil head and one bolt at the top with a 12 mil head. Then you'll have to wiggle it out past these ears here. I might have to reposition this shim or this sleeve here, but that's the old pump off. So use a 8 mil bolt and a 16 mil socket to reposition that sleeve so that you can get the pump back in. I tried to wiggle it in there, but I couldn't. So I'm just about to route the belt on. The torque on this upper bolt is 12 foot-pounds. The lower bolt is 35 foot-pounds. The tensioner mounting bolt is 35 foot-pounds, and this Banjo Bolt here is 43 foot-pounds. I'm just trying to print off the belt routing guide. So there's the belt routing. Under the alternator right here, over the tensioner, under the idler, over the pulley, over the crank. So we're going to route this belt. So there's the belt routed. It works really nice when you can lock that tensioner and with that bolt there right in here. Anyways, the new belt is on, pump is installed. Here's my plan. I haven't installed the reservoir yet. I'm going to fill the pump with a hose and new power steering fluid and let the old power steering fluid run out, and get a helper to turn the steering back and forth while I pour a couple of liters of power steering fluid through the system with it running. So the service literature here calls for genuine Nissan power steering fluid or equivalent, and it says Dextron 6 type ATF may also be used. So I've got lots of Dextron 6, so that's what we're going to use. So I ran 3 liters of Dextron free through it while turning the steering back and forth. Then I put the reservoir, which I rinsed out, back on and filled it. And then the power steering seems to be working fine now. We're going to reinstall all the air induction trim. So there it is all back together. Seems to be working fine. I'm going to take it for a road test. Make sure you reconnect the mass airflow sensor, reinstall the air filter and all this induction trim. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching.